Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking Rangers. Today is Tuesday, December 30th. This is episode 78 of the Talking Rangers podcast. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Make sure to please like and subscribe here on YouTube. Another episode today as the New York Rangers get set for two games over the next 3 days, one of those being the Winter Classic on Friday night against the Florida Panthers. Tomorrow afternoon, early start, 12:30 Eastern. They'll face the Capitals. And since the last time we spoke, it's been a little bit. It's been a couple of weeks, but we're back. And the last time we spoke, this was a Rangers team that was kind of in a similar spot where you had some wins and then they started to struggle. They had that stretch where they won 5 of 6, and then they followed it up with the 3 straight losses. And then it was a stretch of 5 of 6 losses, even though they had the overtime games against Colorado and Vegas. And now we pick up with the Rangers team that's kind of in the same spot, a frustrating spot. They've lost 3 of their last 4, coming off an overtime loss last night against the Carolina Hurricanes. You completely no-show against the Islanders in Nashville. And in between that, you score 7 against the Capitals. So
They could have
Joe,
lost that game too. So.
yes. This team continues to kind of just go through these highs and lows of they have some of these good stretches, these stretches where they're winning games, but it's not all that impressive. And then they're completely lifeless against the Predators and the Islanders. 2 beatable teams, specifically the Predators, was completely embarrassing because they're not any good. So how's it going and your thoughts on the state of this team? We were talking a lot about it off air, just very mid. Like they're in like the worst possible position you can be in sports. You know, we continue to say it. There's not much else that you can see out of this team that's going to make you feel any better about the rest of the season or really the future with the state of this roster and the way they're playing.
Dude, yeah, I mean, it's probably the worst possible scenario too. That they're not only mid, they're old, they have aging contracts, and they have no young players on the team that are thriving. They got nothing. They are set up for like a complete disaster. Like in a year or two, they're gonna be horrible. Like they're like, I would say I'd rather them be horrible when they're in, because they'll be bad. So maybe they get better draft picks and stuff. But I mean, they're so bad to watch now. They're slow. They don't play. They are one of the worst offensive teams in the league. Honestly, I wish we were called power play merchants like we were a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
We're so bad, and they're horrible in the power play. I mean, they get absolutely no chances on the power play. I don't know how they're ranked them in the middle part of the league. I think they're like 16th or 17th. They're so bad. They're just boring to watch. I mean, the only thing that kind of reminds me of it is of like the Islanders after like they had those 2 runs to the finals, and then since then they were like this boring old team. It's like that's what the Rangers are. They're not fun to watch. They play good defensive hockey in front of Igor. Both the goalies have been good. I mean, Igor's been fine. I think he's been solid. But a lot of the games I feel like that he's played in, he's given the chance. Like 9 out of 10 games, he's given them a chance to win. I can't really remember any games that he like played bad in and they lost. I think there might have been like a 4-0 loss earlier in the season. I don't remember which team that was to that he didn't play great against. But I mean, yeah, the defense is playing well and the goaltending has been good, but the forwards suck. I mean, they're terrible. I mean, even the guys that are playing decent suck. I mean, Zibanejad isn't good. I mean, yeah, he's having an okay season. I mean, better than what he's been, but hasn't done much. I mean, JT Miller's been pretty bad. He has a couple overtime winners, like 3 or whatever it is. But I mean, the grand scheme of things, slow.
Most for American-born player.
But like he doesn't do anything 5-5 in the power play. I think he's a player more so that I would just want to insert into my lineup in the playoffs. I think over a full season, he's kind of lost a step speed-wise, so he's not as good. He's getting older. Trocheck, I think, has been fine. I've been happy with him. Zibanejad, like I said, I don't care. He doesn't drive play. He doesn't do much. Panarin is up and down this season, but I mean, besides those guys, they have absolutely nothing on the team, like zero. I mean, Lafreniere sucks. He's not good. I mean, they overpaid him. I get it. It was like a first-round pick thing or first overall pick where you kind of have to like, give him the money because you drafted him that high. But I wouldn't be surprised. I would be disappointed if they don't move off him after the season. He's not worth the money, and he does absolutely nothing. I mean, he shows signs of some skillful plays once in a while, but he does nothing. He's not a good skater, so he can't be good in the league. He's a third line player, and they're paying him to be like a top 6 forward. I don't know. Cooley hasn't been as good as I thought he was going to be, but he's fine. I
Yeah,
guess. I guess he's just going to be like a mid-6
Cooley's
forward
been
that can.
disappointing.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna be a mid-6 forward that can go up and play top 6 if you need him. But he's more of a third line player, a grinder, good third line player on a championship team. I think just how he plays. But I mean, other than that, you got nothing. Yeah, what pisses me off so much about this team is we have so many fourth liners on this team, AHL players. Connor Shear should never play in the NHL again. Taylor Rouse should never play in the NHL again. Matt Rempe is not an NHL player. Sam Carrick's okay as a third line center, but besides that, I mean, you're playing so many players that just aren't NHL players, and it's ridiculous, especially in your third line. I mean, Brzezinski's an AHL player. I've named like 5 guys
Yeah,
that half the Rangers forwards that can't score and that are AHL players. So, I mean, they have no depth. I mean, I like I said off air, I'm fine with the coaching. I think they've been good. Besides like the power play, whatever, like, like the assistant coaches, I don't think they've been great, but I mean, Sullivan's been good. I'm happy, but the team sucks. I mean, and like I said off air, you got to blame Drury. I mean, the roster is horrible. I mean,
yeah,
and their defense is good and their goaltending is good, which is making them kind of counteract that. So they're winning some games. And like you said, they're mid. They're mid.
yeah,
They're old. They're bad. I don't know.
yeah.
They could sneak into
I
the
like.
playoffs. Who knows? But whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm so done.
no, yeah. I mean, they've got a very, very low ceiling and a very. Their floor is kind of. I wouldn't even say it's very high. I mean, they're just stuck in the middle, really. And you're spot on with Sullivan. Like if this team, if you handed this roster to
Coach Peter
Coach Peter
or Arthur Lamb.
and or any of Galan as well, who is now what with the Shanghai, whatever they are, or whatever the
He's in
the
Russia or
league he's
China.
in
I don't
now.
know where he is.
Um, if you handed this team to one of those guys, Gallant, Coach Peter, right, Laviolette, whatever, you pick your poison essentially. David Quinn for actually a full season like head coach.
Yeah.
This team would be a disaster. Like they would probably be even worse than they are right now, which I know in an Eastern Conference that's so congested and so close. I don't really know how low they would be because there's been so many loser points and there's been so much just very meh hockey in the Eastern Conference where
Yeah, it's all
everyone's kind of
mid.
just everybody's pretty much a mid. So I don't know how much worse they would be point wise, but they structurally, defensively, they'd be a train wreck. Offensively, they would be probably even worse. So you give Sullivan credit for that. The fact that they're at least playing like structurally with the lack of talent on this roster, you can at least see his plan and what he brings to the table. You can at least see a little bit of a change as opposed to what we were seeing last year. But yeah, this general manager is awful. I mean, handing out extensions to Lafreniere was terrible. The lack of talent he's brought onto this team. We talk about some of the hesitations he's had at the trade deadline. The bottom 6 on this roster is awful. And I mean, even you look at like the top 6. I mean, he hasn't done anything special. Panarin, even although he's been back to Panarin really ever since he shaved his head, he's still not the player he was a year or two ago, more so, 2 to 3 years ago. Last year, obviously, had a little bit of a down year. And this season, he's probably going to be around 80 points again, which isn't bad, but it's not where he was at, where he was a 90-plus point player for, kind of those 3 consecutive seasons. And then, of course, in the 23,
I think more. He was like a 90-point player for like 6 seasons with the Rangers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, he had because the COVID season doesn't count.
But he would have gotten. He was on pace for like almost 100 points that year.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the 2020-2021 season,
that's what I'm talking about.
Count in terms of
I'm saying that year he was and he missed time because I think he had COVID, and then you remember he like left because of the Russia thing. But he was on pace. If they played a full season, he would have had 90 points. Had this 90 points season before, so he's been at least 6 years of 90-point pace.
No, yeah, he's been excellent in the regular season, the postseason where the struggles are, and even his first year when they had the shutdown,
96.
He was at 95, I think, the year,
and he finished 3rd in the Hart race, I think.
Yeah, and then that was only 70-something games played because then the shutdown happened and they had the stupid the qualifying round or whatever that doesn't even count against Carolina in the bubble. But even he's not playing up to that same standard of 30 plus goals, 90 to 95 to even 100 points. Like he's going to be probably back in the mid to high or low 80s, somewhere in the 80s. They just don't have a game changer. And you know what's frustrated me the most is like JT Miller's slow.
Yeah.
They're so slow. They're so slow. And we say it over and over again. And that's, again, an indictment on this general manager because they didn't do anything in the offseason to help that. What did they do? They brought in Connor Sheary and Taylor Radish. Like Sam Carrick,
Hey,
I think
Connor
is a
Sheary
very
has
good.
this year, right?
Yes, finally.
That's pretty good.
I think Sam Carrick is good for his role, but we're talking about Sam Carrick. Like we can't them putting the fourth. We saw this earlier in the season. They had to put the fourth line into games late because that was the only line that was actually producing any sort of momentum, and they still couldn't score. I mean, they don't like all their chances. They shoot it right into the goalie's chest. They miss all these. All these goalies look so good because they're not able to finish. Early in the season, it's one thing to have those losses earlier in the year where they're getting a ton of chances and they can't finish. As the year goes on, you got to start to look at yourself in the mirror and say, this is kind of an us problem. I mean, when you have Taylor Radish and Connor Sheary playing the wings for you on third line, you can't expect to score. I mean, Taylor Radish, we talked about this earlier in the year. Do you even notice him? Honestly, if you told me Taylor Radish played or didn't play, I'd believe you in half these games. You don't notice him. He's like a Blake Wheeler or any of those other clowns that have gone through here.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't have any like Sheary. I'll notice him sometimes because he's like small and he's like feisty, or like Rempe, obviously a unit, but like he's just like mid-size, like normal size guy. There's nothing special. And
Sheary at least plays with effort and he gets a lot of chances, and you notice him. And you notice him because he's never able to finish those chances. Taylor Radish, you don't know, like he doesn't get chances. He doesn't really make mistakes. He's just there. He's a jag, is really what he is.
Yeah.
He's just a guy. And there's a bunch of those guys in this team. Johnny Brzezinski, does he play hard? Yeah.
He plays
Is he
an
an NHL player?
He scores more than you think he does, but he's still like he's not an NHL player.
No, yeah. I mean, I think he's got up to 7 goals now.
It might be like
Taylor Radish actually has 7, but he had 3 in the one game.
Yeah.
Brzezinski's at 4. Sheary's still got 1 goal.
How many goals? Wait, here's a question. How many goals do you think Lafreniere has? Like 9? Does he even have 10 goals? And we're halfway through the season.
He has 8.
He's not. He's gonna.
And that's the thing, right? Again, this is all on jury.
Will this team have a 30-goal scorer this year?
Probably not. Maybe. I mean, Panarin's at 14 with in 41. Well, he missed. So we're 41 games in.
So yeah, I mean that doesn't really take it off. So yeah, he'll probably have like mid-20s. So yeah, he's
halfway through the season with 14. So if he goes 14 the second half, he's going to be at 28. So you're probably looking at upper 20s for Panarin. He might crack 30, but if he's still here, I'm just gonna say that you just mentioned that.
Yes, no chance, no chance they don't trade him. Trish Joy would be. We'll boycott the team. Like this team isn't good. You have to move him.
Yeah. But you talk about the top 6. How many guys in the top 6 are playing to their level or even above it? Really none of them. Maybe Trocheck. JT Miller's below.
Yeah.
Will Cooley, I would even say, is, and maybe it's because he's in the top 6 and he's not necessarily a top 6 player. And maybe Cooley is a player that we kind of overhyped a little bit just because of how bad last season was and the signs that he showed. Maybe we overhyped him a bit.
He's probably like a 20-goal, 30 assist guy. Like he's a 50-point player, I think.
Yeah. I think
I was looking for like 60 points, 65.
Yeah.
But he's not
same.
That.
I think we overhyped Cooley a little bit. Not that he's playing bad, but I think he's more of, like you said, 50-point, high 40s, like low to mid 50s type of player, as opposed to, a 60, 65-point player that we thought he could be. So he's been, let's say, below expectation. Lafreniere's been below expectation.
Yeah, he's been horrible.
Even with Mika being better, I'm so sick and tired of hearing, well, Mika's been better this season. Yeah, because he's been so bad the last 2 years that he really couldn't. Can he be any worse?
He's been average. He's average
last season.
He's been average this year. This is the first year that he hasn't been bad.
Yeah, he's been average, and he's coming off of a year where he was awful. He could only either meet that or go above that. Like he wasn't going to probably regress from what he showed last season.
29 points. Like,
yeah,
that's not.
I think a lot of it people are is he's getting a lot more chances, and he's last season
Again, he's
Mika
honestly
would
not a good
disappear.
skater at all, too. I think
No,
people don't don't talk about that as much. He's just not a good skater.
yeah, I think the difference with Mika this season is you're noticing him. Like last year, he was invisible. You're at least noticing him this year. The point production necessarily isn't there. For the way some people talk about him, you think he'd have 40 points right now,
Yeah,
and he's not
according
even
to
at
him.
30. Yeah,
No.
it's ridiculous. He's still, though, below what you're paying him, what you could have had instead of Mika, all of that nonsense. JT Miller looks washed. Panarin's below. I mean, Panarin's about he's getting hot, but he's been hot, but he's
hot and
not.
cold, and he's
Yeah,
just not the player he once was. Even
yeah.
that player wasn't like super like a
It wasn't
game-changing
enough to get this
player.
team over the top.
Yeah.
Is the fact of the matter, and that's
Like,
what I'm so sick and
he
tired
was
of.
a
Is
low-end elite player at his
yeah,
best that scored a lot of
and
points.
and I like Panarin a ton, and we talked about this I think in the last episode. Like we'll look back when we talked about wearing jerseys and stuff. We'll look back on Panarin's time with the Rangers in a good light
Yeah.
in terms of what he was able to do. He came here, played out, and even if he gets traded halfway through, he played out the entire 7-year contract. A couple playoff runs. They didn't ultimately reach their goal, but he had a
Yeah, he
couple.
had no issues. I mean,
No issues.
there's like that
Tons of
weird thing
90
that
point
happened last year,
seasons.
but like that was like with the
Yeah,
Rangers social person, but that really
yeah,
didn't seem like it was much. But he
and
was
nothing
always
ever came of
healthy.
that.
Yeah, I mean, he was always healthy. So
Yep.
you had that at the very least where he never missed chunks of time, really.
He actually, I think, I actually kind of liked his personality. He's kind of goofy
Yeah.
in a way, like
He was
Jacob,
he was a
that
good Ranger.
legendary
Yeah.
moment.
Like,
Yeah,
and like
he's a
we're
good
going
Ranger, and I don't want to crush him on the way out because we'll look back on Panarin as good Ranger, somebody that played here for a long time and
when's the
did what he
deadline?
needs to do.
How many more Panarin games? All right, so it's March
Well,
6th.
to February they play 3 games, so we really probably have like 1 month of Panarin.
We got like
essentially.
about like a little over a month left of Panarin as a Ranger.
That's what's
And
crazy
I'll
about
say
the
this
way
too.
this.
This could be a hot take. I think Lafreniere goes at the deadline too.
He should get traded. I don't think he'll get traded,
And
but he should.
we're gonna get nothing for him too, which is like I don't even care at this point. Just get him off the team.
That was all too predictable
and I
too
hope
with Lafreniere.
and he's been another guy where like he's been a good Ranger. It's crazy. He has never missed a game due to injury. I think he's missed like 2 games. It was just because he was sat because the coaches didn't like him or whatever. His effort, which again, that's not a great thing about him, was he has been sat multiple times in his career, just maybe effort wise or game playing wise.
And even this season, there's been some effort.
Yeah, but I think
lack of effort, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, he's someone that I hope like succeeds wherever he goes, but he's got to go. It's
gonna bomb out. He's gonna do what Kako did. These guys get ruined here. And how much you want to bet in 4 years Perreault is gonna get dealt to?
Yeah, I mean Perreault, like he doesn't really do it. He's not a good. I like Perreault, but like he cannot skate.
And I know it's still early, but let's be honest. Let's all be honest with ourselves. What are the odds? Not even the odds. Like you can't sit here and tell me as a Ranger fan that you truly believe Gabe Perreault is going to turn into anything.
I don't think he's going
to. And I like him too.
He's just not a good enough skater. I mean, maybe he gets stronger.
No. And what has he shown you now? Like you could tell
he doesn't really do much.
An elite player right away. Perreault or a guy that can be a franchise cornerstone right away.
It might be a little bit different for him because of his ability, his vision at passing.
Yeah.
So I think a player like him might take a little bit longer to develop. But yeah, just right now it's not really great to see. I mean, I don't know. And then
but here we are again.
Moving they like just cut him at this point. He can't play in the NHL. That's great.
That's another non-NHL player that's seen playing
time. What a horrible draft pick by Drury that was. It was his first draft pick. I think that was his first draft pick.
Yeah,
with Brendan.
Many awful draft picks from Drury. But yeah, what I'm so tired of is watching, and that's what frustrated me most about that Colorado Vegas back-to-back was seeing McKinnon and Eichel score the 2 overtime winners, seeing a game-changing player like that, and the Rangers don't have that, whether it's McKinnon being a homegrown, whether it's Eichel, who the Rangers could have had. Instead, they go to, we talked about this, I think, last episode or an episode before that, where looking back on the whole Rangers mistake, because there was that discussion we had about Panarin and would you do the contract over again. My always big thing was the whole Mika contract and not going stronger after Eichel and all that stuff. Like seeing that, it just shows you how far away this Rangers team is because they don't have a player like that. They don't have a team like that. They're
You know what?
slow.
You know
They're
what?
boring. They don't
I will
score.
say this about Mika though is that I thought he was like going to be like a superstar when he had that season right before COVID
Yeah,
happened.
the
I mean,
COVID season or the
he was like
COVID
the
when the
best
COVID hit.
scorer in the league at that point, and he
Yeah, the
was driving
5-goal
the
game
play,
against the
scoring.
Capitals.
I was like, dude, like this guy is going to be really good.
Yeah.
And he just has been a complete shell of himself since
He
by then. I mean, even the years where he had decent point totals, where he had like the 91
yeah.
point season, I think he had
No, I mean
88
he's hit
points.
30 goals, over 30 goals once since that
Yeah,
season that he had where he had 41 in like 50 something
it
games
was like
before the
57
shutdown.
games. Yeah,
Yeah. He probably would have 50 that year if it wasn't for the shutdown. He hasn't had 30 since. And he's only getting worse and he's aging now. It's, he's going to be 33 in April. It's not going to get any prettier.
yeah.
But don't you just feel like that's just what the Rangers have turned into? It's just guys that are regressing, players that you think, players that never hit their full potential. That's just the story of it.
Yeah.
It's really what it is. I mean, we trade JT Miller away right before his prime. It's a very Ranger thing. And then you get him back after his prime when he's completely cooked. And I don't want to hear about the training camp injury. He's shot. And now he's got this other injury, which we hear about for a month. Oh, well, he got an upper body injury, all that. No, he's not any. He'll be another captain that's out the door in 2 years.
Yeah. I don't know. They're in a rough spot. The problem is that they don't the contracts. Some of them are structured where they can't move. Dude, how are they going to move offensive manager Adam Miller though? Who's going to take those contracts? I mean, maybe
Mika won't waive his no move, so he's here.
Do you really want those contracts if you're another team? I mean, I guess they could trade one of them maybe at the end of the contract, but I think Miller still has like 4 years left, and Zibanejad I think has like 6 years left.
And to think of the timing of the JT Miller trade, the season was sinking. Like they were not going anywhere last year.
Yeah.
And they bring in JT Miller. They missed the playoffs, and now they're stuck with this contract. He's gotten worse. He had a good year last year when he came on. He's actually kind of playing as a point per game player when he came on with the Rangers. But that was not going to be a move that was going to put last year's monstrosity of the roster over the top or team over the top. Yeah, I mean, they're all JT Miller and Mika both hit free agency at the same time, 2030.
Okay, so they have 5 more years left.
Yeah. 5 more years. And Lafreniere is 2032? Now they can get off of it, but it's just and I don't know. That it's a joke.
It's going to be a disaster, especially because you know that they're never going to rebuild again. So,
look, we all love Igor, and Igor has been great, but doesn't help when you're paying a goalie 11 and a half.
Your team's
and he's under contract for 2033. So
how many? Here's the question: how many more times do you think he gets to the playoffs with the Rangers?
Igor, how many more times?
In that the contract starts this year, or was it did it start last year?
I think it started this year.
Right?
Yeah, because it was.
Yeah, because he signed the contract this year. I'm like pretty sure.
Yeah, because it was what? It was 8 years, right?
I think so.
So 2033. Yeah, 2025.
So, okay,
yeah,
so
8 years.
The duration. So this is the first year of the contract. In that duration of this contract,
8 years.
How many playoff appearances do they go? How many more playoff appearances will he make with the Rangers, like per year?
Well, it's this core's shot. If you even want to
you think on like the
core,
back end, maybe like the Rangers
rebuild. Yeah, like maybe the back end, but then how what's he going to be like on the back end?
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's already 30. Just turned 30 today, actually.
Yeah, I know.
December 30th. He turned 30. So
maybe he has like
the back end, he's going to be 38 years old.
I think maybe a 5 more years of elite hockey from him. The Rangers are going to be good
Probably.
in 5 years. Probably not.
I don't know. The timeline doesn't line up because the Rangers are at the end of this core that got them the 2 Eastern Conference Finals. Stop me if you've heard that before. They couldn't get over the top and ultimately win the cup. They might not make the playoffs this year, so that would technically be 1 year. They're not going to probably make the playoffs next year. Maybe the year after, and then maybe they get another stretch in like 2 years where they retool in 2 years and then they build this thing back up and they're good again in like what 27, 28, 28, 29. And he's like 33, 34 at that point, and that's like his last 2 to 3 good years.
Yeah.
And the last 2 years are probably going to be pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, Lundqvist was always good.
Something.
Even his last year, I don't think he was terrible.
Yeah.
And if you look at a guy
But
like Quick,
in terms of like elite
how old's
standing on his
Quick?
head saving this
Yeah.
team
How old's
is
Quick
not the
now?
same.
Quick's like what, 28, 38? He's been pretty good, but I mean
Yeah.
that's also him not having to play. Like he comes in maybe once a week. So like I guess you got that in where Quick doesn't play
39.
as much.
He'll
Yeah, so
actually
I
be
mean
40 in January.
yeah, so I guess you gotta factor that in this how like is he gonna be able to sustain his elite level with the amount of games he's being asked to play where like Quick
Yeah.
can still because he doesn't have to play that many games.
Yeah.
He's a guy
Yeah,
that I would entertain training, but I don't think he wants to be traded. So
no. And I mean, yeah, I don't think that's necessarily going to happen.
he's still
Especially
pretty
you
good.
could tell they'd have no faith in what Garand, right? Dylan Garand. And because Igor was playing every game when Quick was out. So I don't think they would move on from Quick and then
Well, yeah, it's just the thing. Like, if Quick wants to be traded, I would trade him.
yeah.
He deserves it, but I think he likes living in the area. He's from this area, and I think he's just done
And
where you know.
I'm also sure he doesn't. And I don't want to sound like a jerk by saying this, but he's won his cups already. Like, I don't think he minds
Yeah, no, he
playing
doesn't care.
once a week and then not making the playoffs.
Yeah,
Not saying he doesn't care. I don't want to sound like that, but
yeah.
I don't
No,
necessarily know if he's going to be like, oh, get me on a playoff
he's not
run.
like
It's not like
Lundqvist, who like is still
yeah,
super hungry at the end of his career, hadn't won, and just trying to
yeah,
win.
yeah. It's not like he's trying to catch on to a winner at this
Crazy
point.
that
He's
we're gonna
already,
have like the two of the best goalies of all time, and they just didn't win a cup with them. Like
yeah.
Lundqvist didn't win one. Shesterkin probably won't win one. And if you look
No,
at the other
just
goalies,
him.
for the most part, most of the great goalies have all won. I mean, I guess like Hellbuck, I don't know if he's gonna win, so that might be another
No,
guy
he's
that.
terrible in the playoffs.
But the other goalies have all won. Like Price didn't win. Price didn't win either though. That's another good one.
Yeah,
Like Berdor won, Hasek won, Barrasso won. I assume all like the older goalies. I can't think of off the top of my head. They probably all won cups. Like the good goalies from like, Wah. Fleury wasn't a great goalie, but he still won. He's one of the better goalies of his time. Probably gonna be a Hall of Famer. He won. Vasilevsky won. Bobrovsky won. Like all like the better goal. Like
back to back.
Rask technically won.
Yeah.
He was the backup goalie when they won. So, but just look at all the better goalies recently. Besides, I guess Hellebuck and Sturkin, their careers haven't ended yet. But like Price and like Lundqvist, the only like two big time players that just didn't win. And we have two. We have two of them back to back, which is insane. Back to back.
Quick's another one.
Yeah,
I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, but yeah, Quick.
Yeah.
All the better goalies have all won.
Yep.
Besides Price, obviously, but then we had Lundqvist and Shesterkin back to back for like what from 2000 like I don't know when Lundqvist came up, like 2005 or whatever.
Remember Halak?
Yeah, he was actually pretty good. He wasn't bad.
I thought he was awful.
He had some good stretches, but for like 20 years, we've had like top 2 goalie in the league every year, right? Would you say that? Like either best, top 3 definitely. I mean, Lundqvist I think was the second best goalie in the league behind Price. You can argue him as number 1. We've had top 3.
Well, him and Price and Lundqvist every year were top.
Yeah, like top 3 goaltending for the last 20 years, and we didn't win one cup. So it just goes to show you that goaltending, I think it's misconstrued with goaltending. Goaltending wins you a championship. Can win you a hot goalie wins you a championship, not an elite goalie. Your goalie has to be hot at the right time.
And Igor's been great. Igor, exactly. Igor's been great when you don't score.
Exactly. You what you need is structure a team around. You get one elite offensive defenseman, and then you get a bunch of bigger guys that can play physical, move the puck, and then you need a bunch of good elite players on your forwards.
You need a team that could score,
and then you just need a goalie that can get hot and play like a solid goalie. You don't need like You don't need the best goalie in the league to win. It just goes
Yeah.
to show that the Rangers.
Darcy Kemper won a Stanley Cup.
Aiden Hill,
Stuart Skinner's been to 2 Stanley Cups
Jordan
back to back.
Binghamton isn't that
Yeah.
good, and he won a cup.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, he just turns it on. He gets hot. He gets hot.
exactly.
I mean, he stole the Four Nations too.
Yeah, the mid goalies can play well. I mean, if you
yeah,
Bobrovsky wasn't that good over the last 3 years.
No, he wasn't even that good in last year specifically.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was
in the
average.
Cup.
I know everyone's like, oh well, look, paying a goalie can pay off, but no, that's a completely different situation because he won at the end of the contract when he was not one of the better players on the team. It wasn't where he was supposed to be the best player on the team and he was getting paid that much money. They won kind of in spite of him. I'm not saying he was bad. He was still he's still a top 10, maybe 11, 12 around that range of goaltending.
Yeah.
But I mean, besides Vasilevsky, what team really won as a goalie is probably the best player. I mean, Kucherov, I honestly think is their best player, but Vasilevsky is still very good. But I mean, you should look at these teams that have won. I mean, the dynasty with the Blackhawks, like Corey Crawford, he wasn't that good. They had I don't remember who the other goalie was. I think Niemi, he wasn't that good. I mean, obviously Quick with those 2 cups, he was good, but
yes.
Matt Murray, is he an elite goalie with the Penguin? Like Holtby, they're not good. They're like good. They're like average goaltenders that won cups. And year in, year out, we've had elite goaltending and it just hasn't got us anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And oftentimes a terrible defense in front of them and hanging the goalies out to dry. We saw that a lot during Lundqvist. We see that a lot with Igor. But that's the tough part is you're allocating all those assets to Igor. And this isn't anything against Igor, but when you're in a contract situation the Rangers are in with all of these forwards, and then you're paying your goalie 11.5, and you're in the spot the Rangers are in, he's already 30 years old. So out of his 8 years, you expect, let's say 5, maybe 3 to 4 elite years, 2 good years, and then probably 2 bad years or 2 down years, or I don't know, 4 elite years, 2 good years, and then 2 average, right? That's probably how the 8 years plays out.
Yeah.
And this Rangers team probably won't be back contending until the final, or the final 2 years of when he's elite, and that 33, 34. The timeline's all screwed up. If you talk, right? I mean, what? They probably make the playoffs. What do you think? 4 times the rest of in his 8 years?
I was going to say once.
Once?
I was going to say once.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to make it this year. They're definitely not going to make it.
No, I don't think they're making it this year either.
This would be the best chance, I think. And then maybe, like you said, maybe one time if they kind of rebuild at the end of his contract.
Yeah,
two most, I think. I don't think so.
I could see not this year, but 2 to 3 years from now. They might have another 2-year run.
If they don't make it this year, I'm going to say once they make it and during that 8-year duration of that contract.
Yeah, probably in year 5.
Yeah,
3 years from now, they'll have another.
When our team is full of players that aren't even in the NHL.
Yeah,
which is nice because I'd rather have those guys, younger guys, than guys that are
35
years
developing.
old.
Who's going to develop them?
That's true. You know, I don't know how this team gets better.
They had their shot.
Yeah, I mean, and Drury again. You gotta hate out. You gotta give a lot of blame that he didn't go all in, which was to not get Jake.
His all in at the trade deadline. His all in at the trade deadline was
to not get Jake
Wenberg, Jack Roslovic, and who else? Was there one other?
They might have brought in Chad Ruhwedel, I think.
Chad Ruhwedel,
the 7th defenseman.
What a disgrace!
Stupid. It's so dumb.
Instead of going out and getting Gensel, this team has a cup with Gensel, no doubt about it. No doubt, or at least a Stanley Cup appearance. With
he's
Gensel.
the guy that's going to score goals in meaningful games. He's clutch. He's a 5-on-5 player that's going to play really well. He's scrappy.
And it's also just the difference from what they got out of Jack Roslovic was awful. And he was invisible.
I was just gonna say too. He not only is good, he's gonna elevate players with him.
Yeah, and he's significantly better than what the Rangers. Even if Gensel isn't at his best, he is better than.
Yeah, I mean,
he improves that Rangers
at his worst
roster.
Is still better than.
Yes, than
Roslovic.
And I guess Wenberg, he had a playoff. The playoff.
Wenberg, I guess, was fine, but again, you got no scoring from him, which kind of really, he would. I mean, he got the overtime goal, but
the overtime winner.
Wenberg, I like that move. The Roslovic move pissed me off because they needed to get a winner to play in the top 6, and they just didn't.
Yeah,
So
How many times have we heard? That's another thing. How many years do we have to go
and
through with
the
this
dude,
crappy general manager
the worst part
about
about that whole situation is they didn't want to give up Kako and Hoffman,
yes, and then they
and
dealt
they
them
both
anyway.
well, I like Kako, but
Well,
Hoffman is not
they
an NHL
dealt Cock,
player,
yeah.
and they just dealt Kako the next year. And
They
even
didn't, they
and
didn't
say
want to
listen,
deal.
and even if they would, listen, I would have been too happy. But if they got rid of Perot at that time, I would have been like, we got
It doesn't
Gensel.
matter if they won a
I would have
cup.
been, yeah, I
We
would have been
wouldn't.
okay.
We couldn't care
You
less.
had to go for it, and then Perot
Yeah.
wasn't going to help this team win a cup ever, or at least at that point.
Nope.
So
And
I would have
he
been,
made a bigger move last year
yeah.
when the team had no chance of winning a cup. He made a more all-in move than he did when the team had a chance of winning a cup. JT Miller is a more all-in move than Jack Roslovic and Alex Wenberg and Chad Ruedel. And he made that move when a year too late. And then he trades Kako for Will Borgen.
I think he traded the. I'll like stand on this. He traded the wrong high draft pick. He should have traded Lafreniere. He should have kept Kako.
Yeah, I think Kako stinks.
I know, but I think he's better than Lafreniere. I think he does more overall, and maybe he's not going to score as much, but he's going to do more. He's going to be more impactful than Lafreniere. Lafreniere does nothing. So, dude's a first overall pick. I mean, yeah, that's another thing. I mean, we get the worst first overall pick since like Neil Yakov in the last like 10, last like a decade, and he has like 40-point player, not a good ski. It's just like,
well, that's the whole not to cut you off, but that's the whole disappointing part of all this is the difference in like if in an alternate universe,
what he should have been, what
Malkin and Crosby or Lafreniere and Kako were like Malkin and Crosby.
If they were that good, we'd be talking about this team being a dynasty.
Yeah, it would be a dynasty. They would have had at least two cups.
They would have won at least, yeah, they would have won 2 cups.
2 cups. And yeah, they'd be like Florida it would be Rangers, Florida, Tampa. That would be like the top tier of like NHL over the last 5 years,
of like the
in
20s.
Terms of cups. Yeah,
they'd be the team of the 20s. It'd be the Rangers, Panthers, and Lightning. Yeah,
Lightning. Yeah,
but no, they didn't. I guess, I think at the end of the day, I think people maybe overemphasize the development of players, where like I think it's more so. Obviously, it's a huge factor. I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah,
I would put it at like 35% develop and 65% the player's just not good.
Yeah.
So, and that's like scouting too. I mean, you can blame them for that too. But yeah, so 65%.
Yeah.
I think like the guys just aren't good. I think if you're not good, I think like going into the career, getting momentum early on, that can kind of catapult you. But at the end of the day, I think more likely than not, if you're a good player, you're going to be a good player. If you're not, you're not. So
yeah. No,
I don't want to give the Rangers any benefit of a doubt, but I think at the end of the day, sometimes like Lafreniere's just not a good player.
Yeah, it's very 50-50. It's with it's
close.
All
it's
a crapshoot.
I think people mostly just overanalyze. Oh, how is this guy developed?
And
but at the same
a lot of times you could tell when they go to a different spot. I know Kako's dealt with injuries this year, but even when he's been healthy, it hasn't been great. And
I mean, yeah, look at a guy like Buchnevich. He's been pretty bad this year, but I mean,
yeah,
for the most part with the Blues, he's been a great like point of game player. So you could tell that was a developing problem where like the Rangers didn't develop him right, didn't play him right. But Kako maybe is more so like more on the side of maybe just not. He's not. Well, he's definitely not a second overall pick player.
And look, like Kako and Lafreniere, like they were the unanimous picks. Yeah. Like everybody agreed with the picks too, and that's the fine line you have to walk as well in terms of the development but guys just not being good. It's not like Kako was some huge surprise. But I remember going into that draft, there was some people that thought Kako was going to go 1 and then Jack Hughes was going to go 2. It was kind of actually 50-50 going into that draft. And then Lafreniere was unanimous 1. I mean, he had him on the draft lottery show. Like they don't work out. It's it's tough. Imagine if Buchnevich, Kako, and Lafreniere.
They couldn't.
I know one of them just turn out. We couldn't have gotten one. I don't know, Eichel level player, elite player, or just one really good player. We couldn't just got one really good player that at least we could.
Can we get
get around for another 10 years.
a first line player at least? Like a guy that's gonna
Yeah,
at least be a point a game? I'm not asking for like 100-point player.
just
Ugh,
consistent top 6 player.
yeah. 70,
Not
80.
a not a player that we reward a contract with after a 57-point
Wow, yeah.
season.
Dude, what a season by him.
And
57.
he was snake bit. So let's give him a contract, and then he falls apart right after the contract.
Jeez, I guess he's just getting bitten by snakes every year. It seems like he's snake bitten this year too, I guess.
Yeah. The 8 goals, snake bitten.
He's horrible. I'm tired of him too. He's lazy. He doesn't play good defense, and he doesn't even produce enough. If he was like Panarin, at least scoring points, you'd give him some sort of a pass. But like he's lazy. He doesn't work hard. He's not good. He doesn't commit defensively. He doesn't back check, and he's honestly not talented enough to do some of the moves that he tries to do. He can't skate. He doesn't have great. He doesn't like. He's so mid at everything. Like I think that's just the common.
It fits right in.
That's just a common theme of this episode in the Rangers. Mid.
As worst
Mid as
space to be.
possible. Mid skater, mid hit, mid shot.
Yep.
Horrible defensively, horrible effort wise, but mostly mid.
Not bad enough to get the number 1 pick, not good enough to make the playoffs. As truly far away from the number 1 overall pick the Rangers are from the playoffs. They might be a little bit closer to the number 1 overall pick. Even at this point.
They'll fuck it up. They'll mess it up. I mean, it's just it's just at a time where I don't know. It's so frustrating. I mean, they don't have any redeemable qualities about the team. I guess, like we're saying, maybe the defense and the goaltending, but hey,
you know what's crazy?
At least we got Gavrikov, right? He's been actually pretty good. So
yeah. You know what's crazy though is just looking at this season, like there's only a month left really until March.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like this season's, with the whole Olympics, it's kind of hit me just doing this episode of they have 3 games in February and then it's March. And I mean, season at that point is, I don't know. End of January, really, if you're out of it, you're out of it. Because like then you only come back with like a month and a half left,
Yeah. It seems like I don't know if this is like going to be like confirmed or not, but I was reading this tweet. It seems like that Miller, Trocheck, and Fox are all going to be
on Olympic team
on Team USA. That's what I'm kind of reading, but
it's expected.
I mean, those guys can't really skate either besides Trocheck. And people are going to be so mad when Trocheck makes it. I'll tell you right now, Fox deserves to make the team. Miller, I don't know. I think they like him. But Trocheck, they're going to be mad. But Trocheck is honestly the one Rangers player that I would like to have on the Olympic team out of any of them. But I don't know. This team doesn't, like I said, who knows? They're so mid. It feels like we're just like last year, every episode was just us crapping on like Miller and Zibanejad, Keandre Miller. And then this year, it just seems like every episode, we're like, yeah, this team, they played well for 3 games and they suck for 4. They played well for 3, they suck for 5.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There is not really a light at the end of the tunnel, which is a little upsetting. It's a very dark. It's black. It's bleak and it's black. But like you said, or like we said, we could possibly make the playoffs. But what does that really get us? I mean, 1 week of excitement and then probably like five game. Maybe they win a game.
1 week of excitement, 4 days of anger, 4 games of anger, 1 happy game.
I say
they lose in 5.
They'll probably win 1 game just because of how well Igor will probably play. But
that's not a game.
That's not a guarantee. But it's not even like when they inevitably finish like 4 points out of a playoff spot, and we're picking at 15 or 14, it's just going to be a disaster.
And these people spend $200 to go to the Garden.
I will not be going to a game this year.
You officially ruled that out?
I'm ruling myself out. It's official. I'm ruling myself out of going to any Ranger games this year.
Out. Done for the year.
In the year of 2026, there will be no games that I will attend, even if I'm given tickets.
Yeah.
We're not going. Did you go to one?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you're on the same
I was going to go. I was going to go to Philly. when they play Philly the 17th. But to be honest, Philly's tickets are jacked up. So
Because Philly's actually solid. They're like fighting for a
yeah,
wild
well,
card spot.
I need them to keep losing,
Hey,
and they're not losing.
they got something there. I mean, they're a little bit like the Devils, I would have to say, how they're structured. So I don't know if they're really ever going to be good, and they also don't have a goalie. But I guess for now they're playing pretty solid.
Yeah. But I'm not trying to pay $153 to watch this garbage.
And to watch the Flyers win 1-0.
Well, I don't even know what the right price would be to go to a game.
I don't know. The price is
not
all
100
anyway.
plus.
Yeah.
Right? They're not worth 100 plus.
No. I wouldn't pay that. You know, it's funny.
At that point,
the tickets
I could just
are
go to the
expensive now,
Garden.
and then when they're good again, they're going to be more expensive. So
yeah, it's such a joke that they're so expensive now. It's such a joke. It's $140 the cheapest ticket for Rangers Sabres next week. It's a joke.
There'll be nobody there at that game. I mean, it's the Rangers. They always get people to go, but
yeah, but like
not like real fans.
How many of them people actually care?
Yeah, it'll be people that we're in New York. Let's go to a Rangers game tonight.
Yeah, why would anybody want to do that? It's funny the tourists that like, let's go to the Garden, let's go to a Ranger game. When if you knew anything about the team, you'd stay far away.
Yeah.
Although here I am talking about tickets, but one more thing, and we can close it out. I ordered this Ranger sweatshirt, Cyber Monday.
So does it come?
It finally came like 3 days ago, like the day before Christmas, so a week ago. Christmas Eve it came. Or no, maybe not Christmas. Was it Christmas Eve? Yes, it was Christmas Tuesday, Christmas Eve. The day before Christmas Eve, Tuesday.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Christmas Eve. The festive, Festivus, right? That's what they call it. Ordered on Cyber Monday. It didn't come until then. They had to ship a new package because the other one got lost. $60 on the sweatshirt. It was $90. I got $30 or something, whatever off to get me to $60. Now they took my shipping off, so I didn't have to pay the $9 shipping. Okay. I called Fanatics, and dude, it's a disgrace. They're terrible, Fanatics.
Like the
product? I called them on a Wednesday,
and then I go,
you can't call back on Friday. You can't call back until Friday because we have to investigate your package. And I called back on Friday. I get a totally new person. Well, I ripped into the one guy.
You should ask for a discount.
Yeah, I did.
It's ridiculous. I want money off of it.
I asked for money off my purchase. He said, the best I could do is 20% off.
Oh,
so I'm like,
thanks.
Great. I'll get 20% off my next purchase, so that can never arrive. It's a joke. I haven't been on the Gotham Sports people yet this year. I haven't had to call them up yet.
No, that's been good?
It's been, I wouldn't say it's been good, but it's been
better.
Is
it better than MSG Go? I know it's kind of like the same thing, but when it was
MSG Go was so much better.
Yeah, when it was just
MSG never once had a problem with MSG Go, and I had that for like 3 years because the COVID season 2020 2021 was the last time I got MSG. It's been that long since Xfinity dropped MSG. Yeah, so I had MSG Go all the way up until last year. So what was that? 3 years from the COVID season to now. And then I had Gotham, and Gotham's a disgrace. It's terrible.
Luckily I don't have Gotham. So
MSG Go was so much better. Never had any problems with it. Never once ran into an issue with MSG Go. Gotham, it's so hit or miss. Last season it was every single game I was having issues, and the team sucked. Now the team sucks this year, but
they're so bad.
They sucked this year. They sucked last year. Either way, I was calling them up like every game. They don't do it. They don't
like
do
you're
anything.
Calling the service line.
Yeah, I just yell at the guy in some call center in India. He doesn't even know who the Rangers are.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know.
I have to yell at somebody.
Got to take the Rangers' frustration out on someone. Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't matter. And then they have his ticket prices are through the roof. Team's not any good. Maybe they can win the Winter Classic.
No, that'll be.
Is that our Stanley Cup?
You know what? Now I'm switching my opinion. They'll probably win the Winter Classic just to give this Rangers something, like a fan something.
They'll win Wednesday.
Then they'll lose. When's their next game after that? They'll lose like 3.
Monday, Utah. They'll lose to Utah.
Yeah,
they'll drop 2 at home. That's what they do best.
So why not?
Yeah, they'll win tomorrow.
Is the game tomorrow in Washington?
Yeah. They'll win
Oh yeah.
tomorrow. Again, it's weird. It's like last week they played there. They'll win tomorrow. They'll win Friday. They'll come back home, lose both at home. That's what the Rangers do best. That's another thing. They don't win at home. Like, if they were winning at home and the tickets were that expensive, okay. They don't win at home. The tickets, that's another reason the tickets are a joke. The least you could do is win a game at home.
I mean, like I said before, like I don't like we didn't really go over this too much, but like, dude, like listen to these stats. I tweeted this out a couple days ago. They've been shut out 8 times this year. 8 times in 40, and at that point it was 40 games. 8 times in the first 40 games. Over the last 5 seasons. Even last year, how bad they were, they only shut out 44 times in 82 games. The year before that, when they were the best team in the league, 1 time in 82 games, then 2 times in 82 games, and 4 times in 82 games.
Yep.
So they in the last 5 years, or the last 4 years, not counting this year, they were shut out 11 times in all those games, all the years, and then in 40 games this year, they've been shut out 8 times. So they're gonna probably pass that.
Yeah,
which is absurd.
Now, you see, yeah, it's a joke. Nothing else can be said from this disaster.
It's funny though; they're so bad, but like we mentioned before, like the whole entire Eastern Conference, like the whole Metro is horrible. The Metropolitan's so bad. Even the Hurricanes, the Hurricanes aren't even that good. They have a good record, but they're not that good. They're not going to win the Cup.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like just that 1 win streak from the. I mean, say 9 games is a lot from the Sabres, but they were in the last place for the whole season, and now they're in a playoff spot.
Yep.
That just shows you how sorry and how shitty the Eastern Conference is. That you can be last place for the whole season, just win 9 games. Again, 9 games is not a lot of games, but they're back in a playoff spot.
Yeah. Any closing? I'd say we do goal picks. We could probably do an episode next week.
Yeah, no, we did. Yeah, we did the. I posted the goal picks for the next 3 games.
So we could do goal picks next week because they don't play till Thursday. So we'll probably get an episode in week from after the Utah game.
Yeah, like Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an episode. I just good old Rangers hockey. Tomorrow, day games in Washington, they never go well.
Nope. Yeah, they're gonna lose.
Never go well. So it's gonna be ugly. It's usually ugly. It's gonna probably be like 5-2 or something.
And then there'll be like 2 goals from the Capitals in the second period. And they'll lose.
Day games in general are always just. You know what I noticed about day games, or I've noticed this forever. There's so much they're so much longer. There's so much more style. It's just so much choppier.
Yeah.
Guys are half asleep. Usually takes
they went out the night before by. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, what do you think?
Capitals have been pretty bad though. So they've lost they were on a 5-game losing streak. They've lost
Rangers
a ton.
7 on them. So
yeah, I mean the Rangers haven't been that much better. The Rangers are 4-5-1 in the last 10. The Capitals are 3-5-2.
Yeah,
so, pretty mid.
Yep. All right. Any closing thoughts? I got my first beer league men's league goal. Okay, I'm like Connor Sherry.
That's We could use you on the Rangers, but we would take that. More goals there. There we go.
No goals. See that commercial?
Yeah, with Soros, I think.
Yeah. No
goals.
The
Rangers. It's their motto.
Yeah.
No goals.
Well, I mean, practically was the Rangers. They didn't score. Well, he wasn't in that.
Yeah,
it was that other dude.
Yeah. Maybe it was like Lincoln. I don't know if that guy is on that team.
Yeah, I forget. It was that. Yeah, I forget. Either way. Well, we'll be back next week. I'm gonna predict the Rangers record. I'm gonna say 1-2. I think they win the Winter Classic. I do. I don't think they win tomorrow, and I don't think they win Monday. That's fair. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, again, when you're mid, you're bound to win games. So yeah, and they'll win the Winter Classic, and like the vibes will be good. Oh, we won the Winter Classic. They lost 3 in a row. They're not going to lose 6 in a row. Yeah, no. The vibes will be good. We're too mid to lose 6 in a row. Come on. And they don't lose outdoor games or whatever retractable roof game, whatever you want to call this. Yeah. Either way, that'll do it. Talk to you guys next week, and thanks for watching.